Beautiful people. It's Wednesday, so it's Wednesday, Debbie. I hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing amazing. Hope you guys are sanitizing, keeping safe, doing all the required things that you're supposed to do, and you're checking up on each other and everything. Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm back in Nairobi. I had missed people here. Yeah, anyway, back to the point. I want to appreciate you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel. The ones who've been watching, the ones who have been sharing, the ones who have been liking, the ones who have been commenting, the ones who have been talking about it. I appreciate you guys, and just keep on doing that. And God will completely bless you guys. So I hope you guys have been doing the challenge that I told you about, the 25 days challenge, the push-up one. Wataonga kuruka kamba tuendelee kuruka. And for the ladies who couldn't do the push-ups, you can do the sit-ups. It's just a 25-day challenge to raise awareness for mental health. And kind of, as you do your challenge, you nominate another person. So you record yourself doing 25 push-ups, then nominate a person to do the same, and then that person will continue nominating a person. Watonga sit-ups to look fine. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for doing that. For those who have, I appreciate you highly. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about narcissistic personality disorder. Yeah, narcissistic personality disorder. You guys have heard about it so many times, and it's been a point of discussion somewhere. So today I'm going to illustrate and kind of explain what it's all about and how this person tends to act around people. Yeah, so narcissism. So, a narcissistic personality disorder can be described as a personality disorder in which people have inflated sense of importance and a deep excessive need for attention and admiration from people, and they lack empathy for others. You see, they do things that they won't care if the person around them gets hurt or doesn't. You get? Yes. So a person who has narcissistic personality disorder, personality tendencies, behave in an arrogant and haughty manner. It's like they really don't care whatever you think about them. They're just full of arrogance, and they just do whatever they feel like doing. They believe they are superior and can only associate with equally special people. Yani, they believe like they're on top of the world, they're better than everyone, and they only associate with people who have narcissistic tendencies. They just hang around with people of their kind. They take advantage of others, and so that they can get what they want. You see, narcissistic people are people who are really good at emotional abuse and emotional manipulation, so they tend to know how to get what they want from people. Yeah, they are usually envious of people and believe that people are also envious of them, so they tend to react terribly to that and also feed off the envy from people. Yeah. They have exaggerated sense of self-importance, as I said in the description. Like, you as a person, you're nothing to them, and they always want to be put in a higher place as compared to everyone. You see, yeah, and they're usually preoccupied with the fantasies of success, power, brilliance, beauty, and the perfect mate. And for a narcissistic person, the perfect mate is an empath. An empath is a person who tends to feel deeply emotionally, and this person has a lot of empathy. This person, yani, ni mse mwenye can take anything, and that's why a narcissistic person, an empath will date a narcissistic person. Excuse me. See you. Anyway. Anyway, uh so an empath, yeah, well, a narcissistic character can mostly be identified during relationships, you see, because when a narcissistic person dates an empath, that's when the person kind of realizes that these are narcissistic characters. um they react negatively to criticism. I know who doesn't react negatively to criticism, but then for them, they take it like you hate them. And as much as it's good criticism, the one that can help them, but they still feel like, yo, you're in my business, and just, yeah, you get my point. Yeah. Then they expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements to like support the superiority, you see. They just want to be validated, they just want to be seen, they want to be identified as the ones on top. Yeah. And have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others. It's always about them. It's always about how you hurt them, even though they're the ones who have hurt you. And they tend to turn tables. Narcissistic people tend to turn tables, in that when they've done something wrong, it turns out that you're the one who's done something wrong. You're the one who's hurt them. You're the one who's put them in a terrible position. You're the one who's misplaced them. You're the one who's done that. And in actual sense, they're the one who created the whole issue to begin with. Um, they exaggerate their achievements and talents. Okay, you see, as much as you find that they're actually talented, but then they make it seem like they're the best, better than the rest, you see. Yeah, so like they tend to exaggerate everything that they do. Yani, si kiburi inaitwanga nini? I've forgotten the name for it. Now, I want to give you signs that you may be suffering from narcissistic abuse. Mostly you feel mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted. This may be because this person has been tearing you down with words. You see, a narcissistic person is a person who tears you down emotionally. Yani, this person, it's like they don't feel, you see, they don't feel how you're feeling. They tend to tear you down emotionally and just kind of criticize you for every action that you take, every step that you make. They just want you to feel less. They want to make you feel less than them. That is yeah, I guess so. They want you to feel like you're less a person as compared to them. And then you're constantly on high alert, or feel like you're always walking on eggshells. Like you do things with, yani unatembea and you're just like, okay, have I done the right thing? Yani you're constantly doubting yourself, you see. You feel like you lost yourself and no longer who you are, because you have been submitted to so much emotional torture and emotional abuse that you feel like you're no longer you anymore. You're no longer that person that you used to be. You feel isolated and lonely because 90% of the time you've been trying to please this person, the narcissistic person. Because you see, a narcissistic person wants to be pleased, wants to be told they're great, they're told they're amazing. And so like you kind of isolate yourself from the world because you're bound to this one person, this narcissistic person. You suffer from low esteem and you never feel good enough, or you may feel like there's something wrong with you just because this person has been constantly criticizing you and just kind of making you feel like less of a person. Yeah. And you're in a constant state of confusion and feel like you're overwhelmed, and you often feel like you don't know what you're doing with yourself, you see. So because of the criticism from this person, you don't feel like you know what you're doing with your life anymore, because this person has told you, yo, whatever you're doing is wrong, whatever you're doing is right, no, you should do this like this, you see. So this person will be like, okay, what am I even doing with myself? I'm lost, you see. You suffer from depression and anxiety. because you see, having been like torn down with words is kind of painful, and it's kind of sad, and it sends you to this really dark place, you see. And it kind of makes you feel like less of a person, and the moment you feel like less of a person, trust me, depression rushes in, and you start getting anxiety and start worrying about everything that you do. And yeah, you get my point. uh, you get to have trouble, and trouble being functional and accomplish, and you won't be able to accomplish your everyday tasks because you'll keep on, yani unaogopa kufanya vitu zenye umezoea kufanya because you're like, ama nimefanya vibaya, you see. Yeah, those are the signs you might be experiencing narcissistic, known as narcissistic supply. It can be described as the things that keep a narcissist going. So the narcissistic supply can be attention, money, image, your tears, your anger, you crying, you getting angry, you getting frustrated, the applause, you've done a great job, the approval that this person gets, and awards, and anything else positive or negative that makes them feel superior or more important. And the narcissistic supply is the oxygen that gives this person a go on, like, yo, you're doing the right thing, like in their mind that they're doing the right thing. So narcissistic people tend to gaslight most of the time, and gaslighting can be described as a tendency to make a person doubt their own sanity psychologically. Yeah, so the narcissistic gaslighting checklist is I was joking. They tend to be like, yo, I was just joking. After they have said something really nasty or terrible to you, they just be like, I was just joking. And then they do something, and they tend to like make you doubt yourself. So they'll be like, me? I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I wasn't there. You see. And they'll also be like, yo, you're imagining things. Maybe you found out that they're cheating or something, and then they start being like, no, you're imagining it, it didn't happen, you see. Yeah, and they tend to tell you, you're making stuff up in your head, hizo ni nini unafikiria, ikufanyika hivyo, you're making up stuff, ona, so umeanza kusema vitu zenye hata ziku happen. They'll be like, don't be sensitive, say so they have said something terrible, or you're reacting to something bad they've done, and then they start telling you you're way too sensitive or you're way too emotional. Yeah, and they'll be like, you have issues just because like you've done something that might not favor them, and now you guys are arguing about it. Yeah, they when they've done something wrong, they'll be like, sasa why are you getting upset? You're getting upset over nothing, hakuna. They'll be like, you need help, na sile you need help like they care. They'll be like, you need help ila madharau. Yeah, and when you start complaining about something, they'll be like, here we go again, with the fighting, here we go again with the arguing. And they'll tend to make you feel less, so they'll be like, no one likes you. And whenever you start complaining about their behavior, they'll be like, it's always something about you, it's never about me. You see. What else? They tend to deny everything, the wrong that they've done in actual sense, and they usually like, I don't have time for us. I don't have time for us. Yeah, I think mostly that's what I have about narcissistic personality disorder for today. Yeah, so guys, check on that. check if you have these tendencies and try and get help. But then one thing about a narcissistic person is that they never ever want to get help because they don't ever want to be told that they are wrong. So if you know a person who has these tendencies, check on that. Yeah. So have a great day and may God bless you guys. Kisses.